guys, Rachel here. How is everyone? So I can't remember when I last posted a catch-up, like an update sort of video. I suppose this will be July, maybe some of June. I can't remember when I last did one of these. It's been crazy, but I am recording this on July 31st. I'm just randomly feeling pretty good right now. Let me light some incense, gather my thoughts. I didn't take any notes. This is just going to be sort of rambly, and hopefully I will include some footage of some of the things that we've done this summer so far. So I've been really sick. I know I keep saying that in my videos, and if you're wondering why you haven't heard from me as much through comments or other platforms, that's why. And yeah, you'd think that having so much downtime, maybe I would have more time to just sit down and film some videos, but the thing is when I'm not feeling well, I can't sit down. Like, I can't sit here at my desk. It's too painful. And I don't want anyone to worry. I know I'm okay, but I also know that it's gotten to the point where I've come to terms with the fact that I probably can't do this alone. I probably do need to see a doctor about this. I've been trying to treat it as naturally as I can, and I thought that I was managing things okay, but it's gotten worse, and it all has to do with my cycle. I'll be down sometimes for 3 weeks, and I have days where I can't eat much of anything. I can't read. If I have to go to the store, to get milk or something, that's a problem. It interferes with work. It interferes with everything. And now there's like a whole queue of videos that I want to make, and I just haven't had the energy for. But I am feeling good right now, and so I'm going to try and film something for you. But please don't worry about me. It's nothing life-threatening. It just really, really sucks. It really sucks. Maybe there might be some treatment options for me. So that I don't have to live with this chronic and debilitating pain all the time. So where to start with July? So on the 4th, my family and we were invited to our friend's house in Salem to enjoy 4th of July festivities. They have a wonderful fireworks show there, and we stayed the night at our friend's house and met some new people, and my daughter met a friend there her age, which was a lot of fun for her. And oh yeah, I will just start showing some goodies. So we're in Salem all the time, as you probably know if you've seen any of my previous videos, but there was a shop there that I was unaware of because it was kind of tucked away and hidden, which is kind of nice too. We get a lot of traffic in Salem, and it's this 2-story antique shop, and it's awesome. So I got a couple of things there. Let's see, I still have them in the bag because I keep getting sick. So yeah, I have some bags of things. I got this scarf, this vintage scarf, which I really liked. Don't want to get it in the candle here. And let's see. Oh, my daughter got this. I don't know why she hasn't, probably because she doesn't know where to hang it up yet. these pressed flowers that you can like hang in the window. So pretty. I got this beautiful vintage copy of Iris Murdoch's A Severed Head, which you might have heard me talk about in one of my recent videos as a book that I read and loved. And I just love this cover. So that was there. I think it was like $10 or something. I got this beautiful brass enamel jar. Yeah, I love brass. I'm gonna put that over there. Oh, my daughter got this there. Isn't that cute? Legendary Lynn, it says. Yeah, some local artists sell their products in a lot of the shops there. So I got this brass bell. It's like it does this. This is like the second vintage brass bell that I picked up in antique and consignment shops in Salem, and I adore it. I also got this adorable little pouch, not at the antique store, but at one of my favorite shops, Hive and Forge, and the lining is this gingham. It's so cute. I want to put a little deck in here. And right now it smells deliciously of soap because I always buy my soap there, and like my body soap, and I put it in the bag to keep it away from the heat a bit, and it still smells like soap, and it's wonderful. What else has been up? So we went to Ipswich a couple of weeks ago for the Greek festival, which was amazing. It was well worth the hour's drive away, and it was a new driving experience for me, which, you know, I have major driving anxiety. Got a little bit lost on the way because I decided to wing it per my boyfriend's suggestion. To him, being prepared is stress, and he thought he remembered how to get to Ipswich back roads, but it's New England, and there were some really scary intersections with lots of traffic and several lanes and a little bit of a well, it wasn't quite a panic attack, but I thought I might throw up for a minute. But anyway, we got there, and I'm going to be sharing some footage. I hope I remember to do this anyway. I'll be sharing some footage of the dance troupe that they had. We had some great food, and oh, I forgot to bring it in here. I bought this bell. It was a import from Greece. It's like a sheep bell, and it's painted, and it's beautiful, and I forgot to bring it in. But maybe I'll insert a photo, or I will just show it in another video. But oh, I was thrilled. I just wanted one thing. Like, I was hoping to find one cool thing that I wanted to bring home from the Greek festival. So that was lovely, and the grounds are gorgeous. I'd actually never been to the Hellenic Center there in Ipswich. I've been to Ipswich, not in some years, but I'd never been there. And it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful venue for events. So yeah, definitely plan on going there again next year. Now I know. I don't even remember how I stumbled upon it. I think I was just researching Greek festivals, and I was like, ooh, this one sounds really good, and Ipswich is cool. Yeah, we went to the museum like a week ago or so, the MFA, Museum of Fine Arts. I'll share some of the goodies that I got there so you can look at things while I'm talking. I got these Egyptian playing cards. These are really cute. They just say the Met on the back. Like the backs aren't very exciting. It's a linen finish. But yeah, I like that it includes the source here at the top, so you can look up the art if you want. So cool. So yeah, my daughter and I, We go there all the time. I have a membership, and we were there from 10 a.m. to 4. And by the end of the visit, both of my knees were shot. Like, I didn't realize it until the next morning, and I don't have issues with my knees. I don't know what I did. I think maybe it was too many stairs, too many hours on hard marble floors, and also my period was coming up, which might have contributed to some water weight. I'm really not sure. I felt it in my lower back, which I haven't experienced lower back pain in years. But I used to chronically. I had back surgery when I was in my early 20s. And afterwards, after the healing and everything, it took care of all that pain, except for when I gave birth to my daughter. For a couple of months after that, like, I was in bad shape. But anyway, I'm rambling again. The pain in my knees has gone away. It was annoying and kind of scary, but I think things all just lined up the wrong way. But anyway, we were just there. We spent a lot of time in the world of ancient Greece and Rome and Egypt. And it's just one of our favorite things to do. I got this in the gift shop. A History of Ancient Rome by Mary Beard. This has been on my list for a while, and for some reason I just wanted to buy it in the museum gift shop. I like to buy things like books in museums that are on my list when I can. It's kind of like buying a deck in Salem. You know what I mean? Like, even though I'm there all the time, it's just fun to have a memory tied to a deck. I'm the same way with books. So I'm excited about that. And that might have been one of the contributing factors to the pain in my back and knees, because this book actually is very heavy. Even though it's a paperback, it's really dense. So I was carrying that around. The 12 Caesars, Images of Power from the Ancient World to the Modern by Mary Beard. This looks like a beautiful book. It's a gorgeous binding. Yeah. So there's that. And after the museum that day, we went and got some food at one of our Thai places, and we went to Trident Books, which is a really cute little 2-story bookshop in on Newberry Street in Boston. And I got a couple of things. I got this adorable little copy of The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Even though I have like 2 other copies, 2 or 3, I love these little books. I forget the name of the publisher. It says M. But I have Moby Dick, and I have Wuthering Heights. And you can just like put them in a purse. They're so cute. I just love the feel of them. I love the feel of the pages. It's a very tactile sort of thing. I got this for us, for my daughter and I. I see these little short introduction books all the time, in the museums especially, and I don't have any of them. But I grabbed this impulsively. Or no, I didn't get this at Trident. I got this in the gift shop at the MFA. But the Gothic, my daughter said she would read it for Gothlit November this year. It's really interesting. I was flipping through it, and I remember mentioning that after reading Moby Dick, I thought that I detected a lot of Gothic elements in that. And what's funny is I was looking through the index, and Nathaniel Hawthorne isn't mentioned in here, but I saw that Herman Melville is. So I was like, yeah, I was onto something. Susan Sontag on photography. This was a bargain book at Trident. So we'll see when I get around to that. Okay. Now, what else? So I had my birthday recently, and this is one of the things that I got when I was in Salem. at one of the shops, his little bracelet. So I'll share some birthday gifts and kind of talk about what I did. So it was an impulsive decision, but about a couple of weeks prior to my birthday, which was on the 24th, I decided that we were going to book a room at the Hawthorne because we didn't have any really big summer plans. Not that we ever do. We don't tend to leave New England in the summer. And we have a cat who's on a lot of medications and things. So we never really like to go away for more than a night. So places like Agunquit or further up north and all of that are out of the question for us for now, for the time being. So I said, let's just go and have a night in the Hawthorne, even though, you know, we're in Salem all the time, whatever. It's just a different experience. We just really love the Hawthorne Hotel. I love it. I love the restaurant there and the little breakfast place as well. And it's just so cozy. And we had a really nice room. And what was cool is that on the 23rd, which was the night that we stayed, it was also the birthday of the Hawthorne Hotel. The hotel was celebrating its 100th anniversary. So they took this photo, like this aerial photo of everybody in the street to commemorate it, because they did the same thing when the hotel had opened, and they had this antique car show in front of the hotel. It was really crowded, but it was a lot of fun. They had beautiful cars. I'm sure that I'm going to be sharing some photos. I really, really loved the models from the 20s and 30s, especially. So cool. And yeah, we had dinner there in the tavern, and then we were invited by our friend to go down to, it's called Hallowed Ground. It's at one of our favorite restaurants, like underground. It's like a little lounge, and they had open mic comedy night. One of her friends that I'm acquainted with had set up the event, and she had coordinated it and everything. And so, yeah, my boyfriend and I went to the open mic comedy night, sat at the bar with our friend, met a couple of people, and we had fun, and just had fun chatting with some locals, and got invited to go like to Arizona by somebody that I'd never met before. Yeah, I'm not going to, you know, just like drunk conversations, but nonetheless from the heart as well. But no, I don't have any plans to go off to Arizona. And anyway, my daughter was pleading with us to please go to open mic night. She wanted to stay in the hotel because, well, she's old enough now. She knows not to open the door for anybody, but she insisted she had a birthday surprise for me, and it wasn't going to work unless we left. And she was going to be on the phone with my sister coordinating it. So the next morning, she had it ready for me. But when we got back to the hotel that night, she had brought a bunch of her tarot decks, my daughter did, and she gave me like 5 different tarot readings with different decks. And oh my gosh, she's such a good little reader. I wish that I had recorded them or something so that I can remember them better. But they were so on point. And what was funny is some of the advice that she was giving me, I was like, oh my gosh, I was just explaining that to somebody at the bar tonight. I'm like, how did you know that? That's crazy. So cool. So the next morning, the surprise that she had for me was that she had written me this poem of sorts. It was beautiful, and it was for me, and it was about me for my birthday, and it was just amazing. And she had me read it out loud, and it kind of made me cry. It was just so beautiful. And I opened my gifts. So I'll show some of the things that I got. I had got this from my boyfriend, which he told me to just pick out a book in one of the shops. So I picked this up at Hex, which used to be known as Omen, the Hades moon, Pluto in aspect to the moon. I don't know. I was just really intrigued. My boyfriend and my daughter are both Scorpio moons, so that's interesting. I got this from my boyfriend. He wanted to get me a journal, and my daughter says she helped him choose which one, like the cover. It's beautiful. It's one of these guys. So yeah, I have to be sort of conscientious of what I want to put in here and how I want to use it, because that's special, because it's a gift, you know. It's so beautiful and very light. Really interesting weight. My daughter, she got me this, The Complete Works of Plato. I do remember her asking me one day, she's like, who's your favorite philosopher, Greek philosopher? And I was like, I got Plato, I guess, because I think I've read more of him than the other blokes. But anyway, that's adorable. Such like heartfelt gifts. My daughter got me this in the record store. I bought some records for my birthday, but I didn't bring them in here. I didn't feel like bringing everything in, and maybe I'll talk about them at some point. But I got some beautiful records. But she picked this up in the shop. Schubert by the Castle Trio, Piano Trio D929. Yeah. Very beautiful. What else? She got me like a sodalite bracelet and a sodalite rock, and I don't see it here in the bag, so maybe I already put them somewhere, but I can show you this for Mother's Day. She got me this lapis bracelet and pyramid. Or maybe this is it. Yeah, okay. Here's the sodalite bracelet. There's some more. Not sodalite. Sorry, why do they call it sodalite? Serpentine. Serpentine. I did not mean to say sodalite. Sodalite is my daughter's rock. She likes sodalite, and so does my sister. But this is serpentine. This stuff. Okay. And this little serpentine point. Okay. And also, my birthday, we went back to the antique store, and I got this little print that came out of some sort of vintage book or ad. It says, "Coming gloriously into port." I love it. And I grabbed some books. I picked this up. I thought my daughter might enjoy reading it too. Archetypes of the Zodiac by Kathleen Burt. And yeah, I don't know. I was intrigued. I don't know if, I mean, it was a little expensive for me for a book that I really don't know anything about. $25 at the antique store. Because the other one that I used to shop at, like, they might have had something like this for $5. But it doesn't seem like it's a book that's, like, super obscure. I kind of looked it up. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's out of print. But there must have been a reason that they charged $25 for it. Where'd the other one go? Okay, whatever. And I got this fortune telling with cards because I thought it was really cute, and I have a lot of playing card decks, and I don't know if I really have a book on reading with playing cards, but I picked that up there. And this by Donna Cunningham, Healing Pluto Problems. I had heard of this one. So this is intriguing for me. Okay, cool. Also, for my birthday, let's see. I got some incense, green fairy. I love the Sea Witch Botanicals. I got another Thoth deck because I really wanted to get one for my birthday. I know that sounds silly, but I had a feeling that I didn't have this one. Like, I have this size, I have 2 in this size, but I had a feeling that this was the newer printing, so I don't have it. Like, I have the larger edition, you know, but I didn't have the smaller size. So yeah, I was right. This is the newer printing, the backs, like the AGM guy, and it's really beautiful. And I read with this in the hotel room. I was looking for the mini, actually. I was hoping to pick up the mini that day in Salem. And I was surprised. I noticed for the first time that there's actually a handful of shops in Salem that don't carry any Thoth. And I don't know if it's because the owners don't want to have anything to do with Crowley, or if it's just that they don't sell as well. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few shops there where you can totally find these decks. But they didn't have the mini. They didn't have the mini. And I thought, you know what? I really wanted to get one today for my birthday. I can be dorky like that. So I was happy that I got this because I don't have this one. And to me, the smaller size was always sort of like a mini anyway. I didn't think I wanted the mini. I thought it would be too small, but Honey Lou kept telling me, she's like, Rachel, you need the mini. You need the mini, like the new printing of the mini. It's so cute and I'm obsessed. And so I was like, okay, well, you kind of sold me. So I will pick up the mini at some point. I love that these new editions have the these pictures of Crowley in there. These little books. Okay. So, adding that to my Thoth collection. All right, I got 2 incense burners. Okay, if I can unwrap them. I wanted this one and my daughter liked the blue, and so I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'll get both. They were like $10 each, which was pretty cheap. So they're beautiful, aren't they? How do you decide? And I got this, which I'm obsessed with. I got this scarf. It's huge. I love it. It's like these paisley print and these fish are all over it. It's red and purple. Can you see it? I don't want to burn it because I have this candle going. But oh, I love it. I love the fish and the colors. Okay, obsessed. Is there anything else that I got for my birthday? I got some other things around the time of my birthday for myself. I'll show you this now. This was probably one of the best things I ever bought myself. I keep it in this little box when I'm not using it because I'm such a dork about it. It's this beautiful, authentic coin. It's an ancient Greek coin, and it's Dionysus. And it's a pendant, 14 karat gold. And on the back, we have Heracles. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but you've probably seen me wear this on a chain in a couple of my videos, but I love it. I was giddy opening it, and yeah, this is honestly more like a Christmas / birthday gift for myself because it was just, oh my gosh, I was so over the moon. And I personally feel like I got a wonderful, wonderful deal on it. I don't know as Dionysus is as in such high demand as some of the other gods like Artemis and Apollo, for example. But yeah, obsessed with that. So happy. Another deck that I got around the time of my birthday is the Poker-Sized Mott Tarot by Julie Fugia Watts. This is a printer studio, so it doesn't come in a box. It just comes like in a little... No, this doesn't even come in a box at all. It's just shrink wrapped. But I might at some point get the larger edition. I'm not really hunting after the first edition because I can never find it. And it's really not that important. Like, I have the first edition of the Journey into Egypt and the printer studio. But for now, I got the pocket size because I was trying to save money. But I was just really itching to have it. It's really beautiful. It's one of the decks that has been on my list for years and years and years. And I finally got it. But yeah, honestly, even the poker size, because of all the new tariffs and everything, it was expensive. I was like, I'm so glad I went with this, because it ended up being a lot pricier than I thought it was going to be. I wouldn't have been able to swing the larger size right now anyhow. I don't have the book yet, but that can be found on her website, and it's relatively affordable. So I'll pick that up at some point. But yeah, I haven't used it yet. It just arrived like a couple of days ago. It's gorgeous. Yeah, the poker size is fun. But you can see how this is definitely something that deserves to be on larger cards. She's so talented. Oh my gosh. Okay, that'll do it for now. So what else? What else did I get for decks? All right. I got the Stunning Tarot 5th edition. I had to. Let's see. I'm not going to show you all the cards. I know that this is already out of print. Haven't used it yet. I have 2 other editions of this. I have the 4th, and I forget which one. Do I have the 2nd? I can't remember which edition it is. And I don't use the Stunning Tarot half as much as I do the Jonas Yaus. But, I mean, it's so beautiful. I love all this Egypt in here, you know? I love the new coloring, and I tend to miss out on when she's producing something, because I purposely, believe it or not, try to avoid being in the know on the production of a lot of things, because I'm always telling myself I'm trying to like not buy decks. And it kind of works, but sometimes it doesn't always work in my favor. Sometimes I'll miss out on something that I really wish that I was on the bandwagon for. But with this one, I paid close attention, and for a minute, we thought she wasn't going to be able to ship to the United States because of the new tariffs, but I'm glad I was still watching, because that proved not to be true. So I got it, and yeah, I love it. I love the new coloring. Look at that. anything else. I got the Hobbit Tarot finally by Peter Prakaunik and Terry Donaldson. So this is the artist of the Dragon Tarot that I love. And I also have the Lord of the Rings deck, you know, the really corny one that looks sort of like a video game. I don't care. I think it's absolutely adorable. But I wanted this for years, and I finally decided to get it. And it wasn't very expensive, although it is out of print. These are the backs. But, yeah, I got this, and I love his art. It's just so charming and filled with nostalgia for me. My daughter is, well, no, actually she finished. She just read The Lord of the Rings, like all 3 books. And she read The Hobbit as well. She read The Hobbit first. So that was something she was working on this spring and summer. And she really enjoyed it. I've actually only read The Fellowship of the Ring. And I was a teenager. And I think I started The Two Towers. And then I just couldn't get through it at the time. I just couldn't get into it. I mean, I loved the movies, watched them to death, to the point that I knew all the dialogue and everything, but I went through some phases in my life where I wasn't a really big reader. And when I was 18, I was too busy partying. So The Two Towers was not happening for me. But but maybe at some point, I'll read them. I don't know. But I really admire Tolkien's language. When I was in Salem a few weeks ago, I got this also by the same artist, the Imperial Dragon Oracle. Now it says it's an oracle, but actually it's a majors only deck. And so yeah, this is the Dragon Tarot that I mentioned. Yeah, this is like a, I don't know, it's kind of like a companion to that. And I love that these are on these larger cards because, yeah, his dragons are stunning. It's like so atmospheric. I love, I love the ambiance. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. But yeah, it's a majors only, but you can see that like they're not labeled like the moon, right? Like the star, this is called the firmament. The moon is lunar dragon, solar dragon, and Gaia. Well, yeah, Gaia is the world, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's just a little different. Like the hermit says solitaire. Yeah. Strength is Imperial Dragon. Okay, I love it. Glad I got that. I was happy to see it in a shop. I was surprised to see that in a shop, actually. So that was fun. And I got this recently, the Mindscapes Tarot. Now, this just arrived yesterday. And this is beautiful. This is by John A. Rice. And I believe this, for a time, was like a majors only deck that I had been looking at, but I decided not to get. I don't tend to buy a lot of majors only. I can't remember if it was a Kickstarter or what, but I always loved the backs. And then when I heard that this was like a full tarot deck, I was like, oh yeah, I should definitely get that. And did I hear, are these oil pastels? Really want to get around to working more with pastels. It's been years, and I have some that I haven't even opened yet, but I've played around with them a bit in the past. But I had these plans, like I wanted to sit outside with my daughter and do some art, but I just, oh man, just being sick all the time has really gotten in the way of life. I honestly don't like to sit outside anyway during the day. It's too much sun. Like, I really miss having a porch. You know what I mean? Like, with a roof. We have a deck and we have a little umbrella table, but it does not shield you from the sun. And it's just, for most of the day, it's just straight sun. It's not fun at all. So yeah, we need like a sunsetter or something. But yeah, this is beautiful. Let's go a little bit more quickly here. Yeah, I love the cups. Look at that. Oh, yes, yes. So beautiful. Oh, lighthouse. Okay. All right. Gorgeous. So yeah, that is the Mindscapes Tarot. And what else has been up? So finally got to the beach like a couple of days ago. It was actually my first time swimming this summer. Had a blast. Afterwards, we went over to the Willows because we actually go to this beach in Salem. And you go over to the Willows and they have this really old-fashioned arcade there and little places where you can buy a bite to eat. And they have this adorable little mini golf course, which is so old school. And oh my gosh, that's what I love so much about the Willows, is that it is so old-fashioned. It's just good old-fashioned fun, and I hope it never ever changes. And I have a feeling that it won't, at least for not for a really long time, because I think the locals all really love the charm there. It's a really historic place. It's been there for a really long time, and there are definitely things that have changed. Like, I guess back in the 30s and 40s, they used to have big bands there and a big dance floor, and people would go there to dance. And I mean, oh my gosh, that must have been amazing in its heyday. But there's still a lot there that is extremely charming, and we always have a wonderful time there. We grabbed our food and ate at a picnic table and fed seagulls and just had a blast. And I visited my favorite trees. It was a beautiful beach day. So we've been watching a lot of movies together as a family. And I'm not going to talk about them all because we've been watching movies like almost every single night during the summer. But here's one of them. We watched King Solomon's Mines. And this is just, I love this. Like, I love the scenery. It takes place in Africa. Like, they actually go through like 4 or 5 different countries in Africa. They filmed on location. And you get to see the tribes in all their glory and some of the dances, and it's amazing footage. And in the credits, I noticed like a lot of them are actually credited the African people, which I thought was really awesome. So yeah, it's just this adventure story. It's based on a novel by what's his name, R. Rider Haggard, H. Rider Haggard, sorry. This woman recruits this dude to help her find her husband who's lost somewhere. They fear he's dead. They don't know where he went. He went searching for King Solomon's mines. He was looking for diamonds, and I guess it's been adapted into film several times, and the consensus is that this is the best version. And I can see why, because it's really beautiful footage. But I mean, viewer be warned, in the very beginning, like, they shoot and kill an elephant. That was not filmed for the movie. No, of course they wouldn't have done that. It was hunting footage. It was real hunting footage, but they put it in the film. And but they showed it because it's supposed to make you feel sad. It wasn't for thrills, and it is very sad to see. But anyway, I just thought I would mention that. But this is just fun, thrilling. My daughter loved it. We watched That Hamilton Woman. This is Laurence Olivier and Vivien Leigh, and it's based on the true story of the love affair between Lord Horatio Nelson and Emma, known as Lady Hamilton. What's interesting about this movie is, this is an Alexander Korda film, is it's actually quite accurate. It's actually quite accurate to what we know of the story of their love affair. And yeah, there's like, we have the letters that he wrote her and the daughter they had together, and they're actually very sweet. So yeah, this is a good one that we really enjoyed. We watched The Lady Eve, Barbara Stanwyck and Henry Fonda. This is just a ball. This is such a cute movie. It's such a classic. It's a very popular film. And I'm not really going to talk about it because this video is already an hour long. But if you like comedy, if you like classic comedy, and you've never seen The Lady Eve, you're in for a treat. We watched Anna Christie, Greta Garbo. Marie Dressler is amazing in this. My daughter was watching it and she's like, this movie is like 1930 or 1931, I think, right? 1930. Oh, Greta Garbo, I love her. But she's like, she's watching Marie Dressler and she's like, she was probably born in the 1800s. And I'm like, you're right. I think she was born in like the 1860s. It's so cool. And it's just, this was a play. This was a play first. And it really has that feel because everything about it is just very real. The acting, the situations the characters find themselves in, and the social standards and everything, and the way the characters handle these situations, these trials, it just feels very real. Now Voyager, Bette Davis is an absolute all-time favorite. I love the iconic musical score by Max Steiner. Oh, Paul Henry, Claude Rains. I love Claude Rains. If you're a Bette Davis fan and you love classic film, this is like one of the quintessential like romantic Hollywood films. It's just, oh my gosh, I'm not going to tell you anything about it. It's like the ultimate makeover film. Spartacus, need I say more? We watched Spartacus recently as a family, and yeah, this is a beautiful movie. It really is. Fire Over England is another one that we watched. This is, again, Laurence Olivier and Vivien Leigh, because my daughter said she wanted to watch more Laurence Olivier and Vivien Leigh films. So this is a good one. Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, Flora Robson plays a really good queen. So my daughter needs to see the Bette Davis one next, The Private Lives of Elizabeth and Essex. We watched this one last night, another Barbara Stanwyck, Ball of Fire with Gary Cooper. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. This is adorable, and it includes a really fun musical number with Gene Krupa and his orchestra, Drum Boogie. It's so much fun, directed by Howard Hawks. It's so cute. It's like these guys, these professors, Gary Cooper being one of them, they're all working together, compiling information for an encyclopedia they're working on, when Gary Cooper is finally like blindsided by being introduced to the idea of slang. Somebody was talking to him in slang and he didn't understand it. And he's like, these things need to be in the encyclopedia. He wanted the encyclopedia to be brimming with more life. So he thought that slang should be in there, but he didn't understand slang. So he was recruiting people from the streets who knew slang, and he was having them come to their house to study. And Barbara Stanwyck was a young woman that he encountered in a nightclub who spoke perfect slang. And she manipulated her way into staying at the house with all the professors for a number of days because, unbeknownst to them, she was actually dating a very powerful gang member, and she was hiding out there. So it's a really cute, funny, like gangster film. Love it to death. This was one of my favorites as a child. We watched this tonight, James Cagney, White Heat. Oh my gosh. So my daughter is on a James Cagney kick. She is obsessed with James Cagney right now. And White Heat, if you're a James Cagney fan, I mean, you have to see White Heat. This is just so iconic. He's such a psychopath in this movie. The singular James Cagney, I think he's singular anyway. I mean, oh, amazing. And we had watched, what is it, Yankee Doodle Dandy recently. And my boyfriend was like, I didn't even know that he could dance. I didn't know he could dance. Not only could he dance, he could dance. So yeah, my daughter is obsessed with James Cagney, and we've watched a bunch of James Cagney, like some of the movies in here, like Blonde Crazy. There he is again. We watched The Roaring Twenties, also starring Humphrey Bogart, which is really funny about Humphrey Bogart is when my daughter was a toddler, we used to call her Humphrey Bogart because she sounded like him. She did. And Public Enemy. Another iconic one. I swear that Mario Puzo, the author of The Godfather, got a lot of ideas from Public Enemy. So much fun. I will talk about decks that I've been using. So basically, it's been Thoth, and I'll show one of my newer acquisitions. This is another like 1983. I didn't get this for my birthday or anything. I've had this for a few months, but it had sort of like a musty smell to it, and I've been trying to get rid of it, and I don't know as I've really succeeded, but honestly I don't really smell it unless I put it right up to my nose. So I think I got rid of some of the smell, but yeah, it's a little mildewy. Does anybody have any tips on that? I tried locking it up with baking soda and other methods, and it didn't really work. But yeah, I really only smell it now if I put it right up to my nose. But yeah, it feels beautiful, and I love it. It's different. It's different from my other two greenies. But yeah, I've been using Thoth like every day and journaling a bit about it. Haven't been doing the best with journaling lately. Like, I still do it every day, but it's not as insightful just because it's not feeling well. It's all that I can do some days to just be able to do a reading at all. The Aquaria, the Magician's deck. I read this book, finished it up not too long ago, and really had fun reading the book. And it was one of those guidebooks where I feel like the messages in it actually kind of stuck with me. So this is not something that I use every day. I did a spread with it while I was going through a challenging life event, which actually turned out to be fine. So I feel so blessed. But yeah, it was interesting, and had been a while since I'd done a larger spread, but I did it with this deck. And yeah, it's a really amazing deck. It's really potent. It's not like a mundane reading deck for me. I mean, it can be, but I think if you want to do that, it could be kind of scary, depending on, you know, what your question is. But not using too many decks. Like, been using the Journey into Egypt still. I'm not going to show much of this because I just did the side-by-side comparison. But I've been enjoying this, and some days I just do a one card with this, and I really love it. I love working with the book with this, like the messages through the book. And I also like having the app on my phone, especially while I I'm not feeling very well, I can just pull my phone out, draw a card. You know, it works. You just draw a card and read the explanation on your phone. So there's that. I was using the power deck when I was confined to bed. And yeah, I really have to use this deck more. Meg had recommended this deck, and I'm so glad she did. Yeah, this card right here really helped me through some serious physical pain. I drew this card, and it was so spot on. Silence. Before making a decision of power, move into that place of silence and serenity deep within you. Sit anywhere, close your eyes, and follow your breath in and out. On the third inhalation, take the breath down into your belly and locate your place of power. Just below your navel, visualize your place of power holding the golden sun, a disk of radiant brilliance within you. Observe the silence like a deer in a misty marshland. If you are in pain, use your consciousness to find where the pain lives within your body, then move into that pain and beyond it until you find the source of silence. In this silence lives your sacred witness, that which sees all and knows all and is all that you are. Power is born within the silence. So yeah, that was beautiful and perfect. And sometimes when I'm going through really intense pain, I try and visualize that card. But yeah, last month and this month, it's like my mind is really doing a number on me. I'm usually able to somewhat, I'm able to abate the pain somewhat by just visualizing myself like in a cool valley or something, or picturing myself with a gentle wind blowing across my face. But for whatever reason, my mind has been my enemy, even though I didn't feel like I was really worried about anything in particular. I'm just being attacked by my mind while I'm going through the pain. So it's been harder for me to visualize. So I really appreciated this when I got it, to have a specific visual to work with, because my mind was being such an enemy. It did aid me a bit. But anyway, this deck is beautiful, right? The power deck. Yeah. And then the pocket archetypes. Loving this. I'm still considering maybe getting the larger edition. But I really do love the size and feel of the little one. And the messages are so much fun. Okay. And I'm still using the Odyssean. And this is like a 1 card a day reading for me. I don't use it every day. I haven't been using it as much lately because, like I said, yeah, the pain has been real, and it's all I can do to just do 1 reading a day. And if I only have time for 1 reading, I use my both. But I'm hoping that, like, I feel really good right now, and I'm hoping that I'm still feeling good tomorrow. We'll see if maybe I can film another video tomorrow. I'm not sure, because there's, like I said, there's a handful. Been using the Hermetic as well. This is one that I've been using in bed when I've been too sick to come to my desk in here. This is where I like to do my readings. But yeah, I also brought this to the hotel with me. Oh, I love this deck. I actually have 3 copies of this. I have this one too. I have one that I bought in Portsmouth, New Hampshire a few years ago. And then I have one that was purchased in Salem, like, I don't know, like over a decade ago. So the cardstock is different. But yeah, it's another favorite one. So then I do want to make a book video at some point. I want to talk about Candy's reading challenge. I want to respond to a couple of tags that she had, but I'll mention really quickly a couple of the books that I remember reading recently. Like The Bell by Iris Murdoch was one of them. I was on an Iris Murdoch kick. I think I read like 3 or 4. I'll read the back for you really quick and then move on. A lay community of thoroughly mixed up people is encamped outside Imber Abbey, home of an enclosed order of nuns. A new bell is being installed when the old bell, legendary symbol of religion and magic, is unexpectedly rediscovered. Dora Greenfield, erring wife, returns to her husband Paul, who was working on some 14th century manuscripts that belonged to the convent. Michael Mead, leader of the community, is confronted by a man with whom he once had a disastrous affair, while the wise old abbess watches and prays and exercises discreet authority. Everyone, or almost everyone, hopes to be saved, whatever that may mean. Originally published in 1958, this funny, sad, and moving novel is a captivating meditation on religion, sex, the fight between good and evil, and the terrible accidents of human frailty. So there are mixed opinions on this book, as it does deal with sexuality and orientation and things, and trying to get a grasp on the writer's stance on that sort of thing. I thought she painted one of the main characters in a sympathetic light, but at the same point you could also see how this character, who you feel sympathy for, could also be viewed as a predator. So it's interesting, but it is a very beautiful book, and like the discovery of the bell, and I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I really loved it. I read this Dino Campana, Orphic Songs. I mean, this cover is fire. This is a painting by Odilon Redon, and I love him. But yeah, this is like prose and free verse. So it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, the Orphic Songs, but it's really beautiful. He was Italian, and this was written in like the early 20th century, I believe, and I guess for many years his works weren't translated in English until recently. So I really enjoyed it. It was a beach read for me. I read Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. I love this cover. This is the copy that I read, but then I put it back in this little plastic that I bought. This is Blade Runner. And for fans of Blade Runner, if you haven't read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, you're in for a treat, because this is actually quite different from the film, but it is actually possible to enjoy the book and the film. It's a treat because it was really fun to read, because I didn't exactly know how it was going to end, because there were several differences. Now, the author, although he did die around the time that the film was released, from my understanding, he saw the film, or maybe an early screening of it, or was aware of the production of it, and he was in awe of the set designs and everything, because he said it encapsulated perfectly the world that he had envisioned for his novel. So what's interesting is there's a little bit more development in the book regarding this like post-apocalyptic world and how it came to be, and there's this focus on status that I don't remember being in the film. Like the main character, one of the reasons why he goes on being a bounty hunter for androids is because he needs the pay, because he wants to buy a real animal, not a synthetic animal, but a real animal, because this war that they had, like World War III or whatever it was, for the people that did survive, if they were qualified, they could go relocate to Mars, and it wiped out most of the wildlife on the planet. So animals were very, very rare and protected and expensive. So having a real animal was a major status symbol, but the main character and his wife, they own a synthetic sheep, and nobody, like his neighbors, don't realize that it isn't real, but it's his dream to be able to afford a real sheep or maybe a horse or something. So it's very interesting. But anyway, I love the book. I love Blade Runner, and I also love Blade Runner 2049 as well. So anyway, I read that recently, and yeah, I'm just reading so many things. I'm not going to really talk about all the things that I'm reading. I will mention that for Candy's reading challenge for July, hot, I'm reading Erotic Vagrancy by Roger Lewis, everything about Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. And I have such mixed feelings on this. I really want to talk about it more, but I'm running out of time. I'm going to keep reading this because I just love reading about Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, but the author really comes across more he comes across as more of a critic than a biographer to me, and I suppose that could be refreshing. Like, I really admire the boldness of the writing. He doesn't let political correctness stop him, which is a little bit refreshing because he's not afraid to say what he means. But on the other hand, I've actually found myself a little bit offended a few times. Like, it really seems like he doesn't like Elizabeth Taylor at all, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, but then why write a book on her? Why not just write one on, Richard Burton, which I also love Richard Burton, but yeah, it's just, she's so caricatured here, which lots of comedians in the past had already caricatured her a lot, but he does it to a point where it's like she's not even human. So it's just, I don't know. I'm going to keep reading it. It's just like, he hasn't really said much of anything about like her skills as an actor or anything, which I do admire her work. But I'm on page 177. I'm not that far into it, and it is 600 pages long, so we'll see. And I picked this up just a few days ago, Early Jazz, Its Roots and Musical Development by Gunther Schuller. So I've been meaning to read this for years. I found the task a bit daunting because my boyfriend, he tried to read this book years ago, and he's like, see these musical examples in here. He's a professional musician, as in he went to school for music. He taught music, so he knows music. And this is what he studied, and he couldn't get through this. And I'm not musically trained. I play by ear when I feel like it, and I'm a lover of music, but I never learned how to read music because I play by ear. But this is not the first book like this that I have read. I read books by Charles Rosen, classical music books and things, and I was able to get through those. So we'll see, but I've been having fun with this. I've been listening to like a lot of early Cab Calloway and Louis Armstrong and stuff recently, and some other blokes. But I'm also reading, oh my gosh, I think I'm reading like 8 books right now. So at some point I do want to get into a couple of tags. Candy had a tag on our TBR's fun, so I kind of want to do that, and I kind of want to do the one on what was it? It was books that I'm not reading and why. Like, it's also about like TBRs and how daunting the TBR pile can be. So anyway, I think I rambled on enough, and I hope to be back again soon with more for you, but we'll see how I'm doing. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're all having a wonderful summer. And if you watched all of this, thank you for sticking with me. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Φύγε πρώτου σε διώξω, εγώ κουράστηκα κοντά σου. Έλα, δεν περιμένω τίποτα να πάρω φιλιό από σένα.